This is a throwback.
This
Flashback
is
Friday.
Well, we're dressed like it with the neon and the headband and everything. Blockbuster video. Remember Blockbuster?
Loved, frequented, like so much a part of our lives growing up.
Big part of your weekends?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, ish.
Well, when you're younger, you would walk there or ride your bike, and then when you're older, you're taking your car there with your friends. You're like, what videos are we going to rent? Are we doing one? Are we doing two?
We didn't have the membership, so I would kind of piggyback off friends.
Okay,
That's why I
let's
say
explain
ish.
what Blockbuster Video was, okay? So it was basically a video store, and they would have all these hardcovers. It almost looked like a library on shelves. So everything from the horror section to the classics, the rom-coms, the dramas, and you had a membership. And for something like $5, you rent a VHS.
What's a VHS?
Tape. So Steph asked that in our 5 o'clock morning
what's a
meeting.
VHS? Yes.
She's like, what's a VHS? So it is it looks like a large cassette tape. And you
What's a cassette tape?
A cassette tape is a piece of plastic with some ribbon in it where you would play music.
Oh, okay.
One spool went into another spool, okay?
A spool?
Yes, a film. So you would pop it into a machine and you press play, and that's it for 2 hours. You're watching your movie. You'd usually get it for 24-hour rental, and you pop it into the slot, call it a day.
So it was a physical place you would go, kind of like a streaming service, but this was physically you would have to go and get it, as opposed to sitting and using your remote control.
Instead of books, you're renting movies for 24 hours.
There it is. So there is one Blockbuster left in Ontario.
Yes.
A physical one exists still.
I didn't know.
This is near Georgian Bay. It's just outside Owen Sound in the Georgian Bluffs.
Okay.
A last intact Blockbuster in the world. This is according to Andrew Stewart of Cambridge. He is set a goal of getting 1,000 people to sign a petition to support the idea of transforming that empty Blockbuster into a museum.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah?
I always wanted a job at Blockbuster because to me it was the easiest thing in the world. You get to watch movies all day, recommend movies all day, and it's so easy when you're returning it. You're just putting the little video thing back on the thing.
But you have to check and make sure that people rewound it.
Oh, that's true.
They have to pay 25 cents.
Be kind, please rewind was the slogan.
That's it. This is what Andrew says. He said, this site is of great importance to millions of people across the globe who grew up with this icon. Imagine getting to share the magic of Blockbuster with future generations by keeping this potential museum intact.
P.S. Where does one watch those classics now if it's not available on a streaming service? That was the other beauty of a Blockbuster.
Well,
everything was there.
If you had a VHS, that means you needed a VCR.
That's right, machine.
What's a VCR? It's a machine. It's just a lot. Mel's laughing. She's like, what are y'all doing? It's a history lesson. It is. But everything evolved, right? Got to this point.
What would be the one movie? Okay, if there were, we do have an image of the store.
Here's the
what would be the
sign.
one movie that you'd say? That's what it looked like. That was the brick and mortar store, Friends. It was always a good time. You'd go in there, that sense of adventure. You'd turn the corner, you'd find a friend and be like, hey, what you rent? No, I saw that last week.
And I always thought that was an iconic logo.
Right?
It's one of those logos. You know what I mean? It was just, it's basic, but it's simple, but it's well done. It's like a ticket. It's a ticket stub.
Remember it was in the Will Smith apocalyptic film where he saw like all those weird zombie things? Do you remember that? And he would go to the Blockbuster store to make himself feel like there was a sense of normal. Does anybody remember that?
I Am Legend?
I Am Legend?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Jordan? Okay.
Okay, so what would be the movie you'd recommend people to watch if there was a Blockbuster video store to rent? I'm going to say The Breakfast Club or Stand By Me. Loved River Phoenix, loved that sense of adventure, coming-of-age story. I learned what leeches were after watching that scene.
Oh, Stand By Me.
Stand By Me.
That's a classic scene.
Breakfast Club, a bunch of like misfits on detention, and then how they bond, although they would never talk to each other outside in the school hallways. Such amazing music. Molly Ringwald. Okay, what about you?
A Bronx Tale?
A Bronx Tale?
A Bronx Tale.
I've never seen it.
Bronx Tale was Robert De Niro's first directing gig, and he was in it as well.
Okay.
And it was about it's a gangster kind of film, but it's like a coming-of-age story for this kid growing up, and he wanted to break out from the mold in the Bronx. Clearly, why it's called A Bronx Tale. I loved it. I think it was fantastic. When I look back and watch it now, sometimes it comes on like those Sunday afternoon throwbacks, and I'm like, the acting wasn't the greatest, but I love it. I still love it. There's so many lines I could quote from it. It was a great movie for me to learn from. So I suggest that one.
And now there's the Karate Kid.
Oh, Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
Oh, yeah,
so people can go back and watch the original Karate Kid to see why it's so cool that spinoff is doing. You love it, the new remake.
I think it's great. Yeah, I think it's great. There's 2 seasons, and I'm up on episode 6.
Very cool.
Yeah, season 2, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Melanie Ng, what would be your go-to recommend from Blockbuster Video if you could say, listen, go to the store and rent this? What movie would it be?
Hold on, I'm over here. I'm all on the Molly Ringwald train.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say 16 Candles.
16
I was in love with
Candles.
Jake Ryan. Jake Ryan. I wanted to be her at the end, sitting on the table. You know, she lifted up with her hands and she did the kiss.
Oh,
you know, with the birthday
recreate
cake.
the moment, Mel.
You know, when she lifted her, she was like this, and she was just a little bit off the table, and then she kissed him over the candles.
All the feels.
Jake Ryan.
All the teenage hormone feels.
So good.
All right, friends,
So
let's
good.
reminisce. What would be your go-to must-see movie, retro
that.
movie at BT Toronto? I don't remember that
I don't
either.
remember
but
that.
It sounds beautiful.
I was like,
It was at
It
the
sounds
end.
beautiful, Mel.
Beautiful.
Or Say Anything when he's holding the.
Yes. Oh.
What was the song? In your eyes. Your eyes I see in your. And he's holding the boombox. You don't know that one either, D?
No, happy Friday, everybody.
All right,
We'll be back
everybody.
with more BT after this.
See the doorway to 1,000 churches.